Hello, my name is Morgan Doherty.
And I'm Jordan Shea, and the associated faculty with this project are Dr. Angela Staples and Dr. Jamie Lawler. The current study examined executive functioning as a protective factor for parental stress. Prior research has shown a relation between lower executive functioning and greater stress. However, it is not clear what factors might influence this relation. It is commonly known that language is important in facilitating communication and decreasing interpersonal conflict. One factor associated with improved communication is the extent of one's vocabulary. Current research on communication in parent-child relationships has focused primarily on receptive vocabulary within the child. They found that greater receptive vocabulary was associated with improved communication. It is likely that we would see a similar association for parents, but there has been limited research on the impact of parental receptive vocabulary. However, research has suggested that problems with communication in families may lead to higher parental stress. Zalazzo and colleagues noted small correlations between executive functioning and receptive vocabulary in childhood. These correlations also decline further with age as well. The current study's aims and hypotheses were to explore whether receptive vocabulary and executive functioning interact in predicting stress in parents. The methods for this study, participants actually came from a larger ongoing study within something that we call the SEED Lab, or the Self-Regulation, Early Experience, and Development Lab. The research in this lab focuses on the effects of early experience, particularly early life stress, on the socio-emotional development of children and their families. We are especially interested in how early adversity shapes children's developing capacity for self-regulation and how parent-child relationship factors can promote resilience. Another goal of our lab is to better understand factors that could contribute to the development of parenting and the intergenerational transmission of trauma and psychopathology. We also examine interventions to promote positive development in high-risk families. So again, this study is a part of a larger ongoing study, and there were only, within the participant pool we had, there were only 38 parents of young children that participated. The mean age of the parents was just under 34 years of age, and 84% of the parents were mothers. There were also 23 girls and 15 boys who were the children of the mothers who participated, and the average age for the children was about 3 to 3.5 years of age. The measures used for the study were, first, we used a self-report measure called the Parent Stress Index, which measured parenting stress. And then there was also the NIH Cognitive Battery and the Toolbox Picture Vocabulary Test, which measures receptive vocabulary. In other words, they're words a person can comprehend and respond to. And then we also use the Flanker Task, which measures executive functioning or goal-directed cognitive control of thought, action, and emotion.
So in order to examine our previously mentioned aim and hypothesis, a multiple regression was used to test the main effects of parent age, child age, receptive vocabulary, executive functioning, and an interaction between receptive vocabulary and executive functioning. So after running this multiple regression, we found that stress was significantly predicted by child age, receptive vocabulary, executive functioning, and an interaction between receptive vocabulary and executive functioning. We also found that parents of older children tended to report less stress. We also saw with our simple slopes analysis that increased receptive vocabulary predicted significantly lower stress for parents with lower levels of executive functioning, specifically at the -1 standard deviation. So here you can see our graph of the simple slopes analysis. So on our x-axis, we have receptive vocabulary, and then on the y-axis, we have perceived stress. And then you can see our key over here with executive functioning. So our red key shows 1 standard deviation below the mean in executive functioning. The blue indicates the mean level of executive functioning. And then the green indicates 1 standard deviation above the mean in executive functioning. So you can see here that increased receptive vocabulary predicted significantly lower stress for parents with low levels of executive functioning. And that's indicated with our red line. So parent executive functioning moderated the relation between receptive vocabulary and perceived stress. One possibility is that executive functioning may serve as a protective factor for parents with low levels of receptive vocabulary. Another possibility is that greater receptive vocabulary may improve parent-child communication, which in turn contributes to lower perceived stress. The role of child age, so having an older child being associated with less stress, is suggestive of this possibility, but we need future research to look directly at this in order to test our hypothesis. We also suggest that future research focus on methods of improving executive functioning that are effective for parents that are low in receptive vocabulary. This is really in order to promote resilience in these vulnerable parents. We also suggest that parents low in receptive vocabulary may benefit from training focused specifically on improving executive functioning in order to reduce their parenting stress. Thank you guys for watching our presentation. We really appreciate it. We know because of the virtual format, you guys are unable to ask questions in person, but our email should be with this presentation. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us and we'd be happy to answer those for you. Thank you again for watching our presentation.